Hey everyone. Sorry, I'm just getting myself set up. Okay, maybe I'm scooch this way a little bit. Then you get candles behind me. So I'm try my best not to set myself on fire. Always a challenge when you're a witch. But I did just on a personal note. Hey everyone, hi Tiana and Eddie. I got a little fire pit up for my porch because I live in the city and I don't really have much of a backyard. And if you're on your porch, just pretend, like you're just doing something completely normal and people ignore you. So yay, didn't set myself or the house on fire. So that's a win. Did have a strange incident though, but I won't get into that. Involved a cat the next day stealing something I left in it that I wasn't finished burning. That I had to then go retrieve because they gave it as an offering to a neighbor, and it would have been a little untoward to find that on one's doorstep unexpectedly. But cats. Hi, Jessica. So anyways, before I kind of get started, just we'll go over a little bit of housekeeping things, and I'm going to grab a link for you guys. I know most of you probably who are watching may already be in the group, but I created, I actually had an old Facebook group for my business that I'm sort of revamping and stuff. Because I do get a lot of friend requests on Facebook, and I'm trying to keep my Facebook a little more, I won't say locked down, but I mean, my Facebook profile outside of all my business pages is like my personal world. I mean, like my mom's on it and stuff. Not that my mom cares about anything I post or anything, but I kind of want to keep it a little more locked down. And there's also been some recent drama with other occultists getting little wee pics from some certain individuals and lots of threats of curses and things like that. So, and there's Moon. So I'm kind of like right now limiting. I do get a lot of like Facebook friend requests. So if I haven't responded and you've sent one, just because like I can't always match up like what your Facebook name is with like if you're from the Discord server that I'm on or from YouTube or something like that. So if I haven't, just drop me a message and be like, hey, it's so and so, because I'm really trying not to. I'm really not like unless I know someone, I'm not really just kind of willy-nilly going accept. Hi, Eddie, I said hi to you already. Whatever. Demon Days, hello. Scotty, hello. So I just put the link to the Facebook group to join. So I'm haven't had a whole lot of time to do a lot with it, but rather than my Facebook page for Belladonna's Botanicals is mostly just links to new products and like YouTube videos and stuff like that. So I'm trying to make this a little more interactive. So if you have questions and stuff like that, feel free to ask them there or post things, whatever. Just want to make that a little more interactive and whatnot. Because I do get a lot of messages and stuff. So another thing. Oh yes. And just on the preliminary housekeeping side of things, I do have reorganized my website a little bit. So the various, because I had the way Squarespace works, and unfortunately I just have way too much products, is I had to like split out I can't have like one shop where you can just go and buy category and look at things because I had too many products for that. So I had to split things up oddly. But they were all in a drop down and people were having trouble finding things. So now I kind of have them all across the top. Hi, Serial. Well, I'm wide awake since I slept until 3. So I reorganized my website a little bit. Thank you. Sometimes I put makeup on and so I can look pretty because I have a lot of makeup and really nowhere to go. And with masks, what's the fucking point? But anyways, so I reorganized my website, my web shop and stuff a little bit. And Also, I have it set up for like 15% off through the end of the year and stuff like that. So with holiday shipping, with shipping being what it is, which is a hot shit show most days, you know, things will get there when they get there, I guess. I'm still waiting on some stuff. So yay, shipping. Hopefully that'll get slightly less horrendous. Because occasionally I need the shit that I buy, especially if it's like supply stuff. Yeah, I used to do my like this. This was like peak 1998 Jen hair, except it was black. Oh, that's good, Jessica. It's hit or miss. It's really like, you know, I had an herb order from the same place I order herbs from all the time in New York State, take a month to get to me, and I'm in PA. Incidentally, I've gotten things from Germany and Poland faster. Go figure. And another order I put with them came within a week. So I don't know. I always have to kind of plan ahead though with the, okay, this could take a month to get to me. So if I got to run out of it before I can actually, before a month and stuff like that. And well, hopefully your package didn't look like it was kicked across the states to where it was going, because I feel bad. Like sometimes people like will post like pictures of like, I'm like, I'm so sorry. It looks like they like kicked it to you. You're still waiting for your rosary from Finland, shipped on the 1st. Yeah. Oh, and I think someone asked if I was wearing a rosary in one of my videos. Actually, this is a phylactery. I think I pronounced that right. They're kind of, it is sort of like a rosary. This particular one, I got it from the Poisoner's Apothecary, which has a lot of really cool shit. So you should check them out. They do have some jewelry stuff. This one has a piece of aconite in it, and I forget what kind of animal tooth this is. I'm going to go with like maybe something canine or feline, maybe like a wolf or a coyote, but it was really cute, so I bought it. I think the belladonna one was out of stock. Hi, Necro Nikki. But yeah, I figured I'd do a live stream. I missed last weekend because I was just, I'm not sure what I was doing. I think I just decided to take like an entire day off and not get out of bed and sleep. It's December. It's my month of seasonal depression. I do that sometimes. All things considered, so far so good. Not as terrible as last year, but you know, we're only at December 12th, so there's a few more days to go. They were here. The cats were here a minute ago. I'm sure they will be back because I'm sitting in their spot, and they will. Oh, Corey is on the bed. Oh, hello, buddy. He looks like a grumpy pumpkin right now. That's his little nickname, Grumpy Pumpkin, or Grumpkins for short. Yes, you are. You're a grumpy pumpkin. If I keep talking to you, you're gonna come over here. He's like, nah. I'm laying on my tail. It's all good. But yeah, so you know, I'm hanging in there. You know, the holiday rush of online sales has gone down a bit. So, which, you know, good and bad. I just had to go through a massive like restocking of everything. So that kept me busy. Necronik, yes. Do you notice the cats act differently when spirits are present? Moon's a little more spiritually attuned, I would say, than Corey. Corey's just a big dumb cat. But I love him. Oh, sleepy buddy. Anyways, some are a little bit more. It's a lot of times people are like, oh, you know, once you start working with, you know, with like, you know, different spirits, you'll have like poltergeist activity in your house. I'm like, it's hard to tell if poltergeist activity or cats. Did that thing fall on its own or cats? Let's Let's see. Cyril asks, when did you learn about herbs, making oils, elixirs, blends, etc.? My background. I would say I've always kind of been aware of it. Like I remember getting like some oils, God, probably back in like the 90s and stuff like that, various occult shops. And this really great patchouli oil blend that like no patchouli oil can like match my muscle memory of it. I have this attraction oil that I used to wear like as a perfume and stuff. I started getting more into, I think I came more into like working through aromatherapy and essential oils. And I started dabbling around with that in maybe about 10 years ago. Well, kind of, it was always kind of there, but I didn't really get into it until maybe 2015, 2016, somewhere in there. Because I was laid off from my job at the time and had free time. So I started playing around, and I was having some skin issues and stuff like that. So I started experimenting, making my own like skincare products and things like that, and learning more about essential oils and stuff. And then after I got divorced, after I moved out of my ex-husband's house in 2017. Yeah, 2017. I decided, I was like, you know what, I want to become a certified aromatherapist. So I started learning more on the professional therapeutic side of things, using essential oils for anything, for skincare, for depression and stress and things like that. So that's kind of where I went into, kind of dove in head first in that aspect. I did a whole bunch of certifications because I'm kind of like an education junkie. So I should at some point finish up my clinical aromatherapy certification. I've done all the work. I just have to write a paper and finish up some case studies, which in theory does not take a long time. But for some reason, I've been procrastinating on it for like a year and a half. I'm also really busy. And through working with the essential oils, I started working with herbs. I think I had taken a class or workshop locally on making herbal tinctures and infused oils, and fell in love with that and started throwing everything I could find into jars and making various herbal infusions and tinctures and things like that. And, I just kind of went wild with it, I guess. So since then, I took a bunch of other classes too. Like I took an incense crafting class and perfuming, and probably 400, and an herbalism course, which I'm never going to work my entire way through this course because it's way too in depth, because I don't really know much. I live in the city. I don't really have soil to propagate, and a lot to work with there. But here's Moon. She says hi. So give me my spot. But yeah, that's kind of the nuts and bolts of that. And I have a lot of friends who make things too, and I just experiment a lot. Moon, please don't make my computer crash. So get out from underneath it. But yeah, it's an ongoing process. Like a lot of like the witchy herbal research, I mean, a lot of that I've done on my own. There's a lot of good books. I think in one of my live streams I kind of went over some book recommendations and stuff. The thing is, a lot of like witchy herbal books kind of don't really, they're more Wicca-y things, so you're not going to find like a lot of baneful herb like things, or there's a lot of poison path books and stuff like that, but there isn't a whole lot on like herbs and oil, books that kind of focus on that or even mention it. Sorry, I have my laptop on like a little tray thingy, and Moon is sitting underneath it, and I'm carefully monitoring that so she doesn't like unplug my webcam by accident, because cats do things like that. So how's everyone doing tonight? I keep leaning, the candles behind me are like, whoa, that one really, well, that candle burnt fast. The one in the middle here was a tall candle that was like here when I lit it like an hour ago. I guess it must want to be done doing what it's doing. But anyways, so the topic I was going to talk about tonight, because I happened to be going through some of my old writings and things like that from probably 26 years ago and more. A lot of stuff I wrote in the mid to late 90s and things like that. And I was finding, like, at the time I was writing a lot of, like, because that was sort of more in my earlier, well, I wouldn't say the earliest, but early explorations of witchcraft and things like that. So Moon is back. Isn't that right, Mooney? Oh, you're so cute. Miss Maya? Isn't she cute? What would a Black Magic live stream be without kitty appearances? Isn't that right, Mooney? I won't give her too much attention because Corey will come over and get jealous. Because he'd be like that. Yes. You can lay down here, though. But, sorry, I'm looking at the comments. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my Lilith video. Yeah, a lot of people. I did a follow-up video with working with Lilith. A video is on its way to almost 3,000 views at this point. And my Lucifer video finally hit 1,000 views at some point in time recently. So that's cool. But interesting. So I was going through it because I have, like, I used to write bad goth poetry. I know, shocking. But intermixed with a lot of that is other things that I wrote, some random journaling, dream journaling, things for meditation and channeling and stuff like that too. I was looking through some of the books. I find it kind of curious. It's one of the books. Actually, I'll show you the cover of the book, because this will be backwards probably, but that's like 1996 goth girl Jen. I do miss, I used to have this really awesome barbed wire crown of thorns kind of thing. I don't know if I still have it, though. So I did a candle spell the other day, and not one drop of wax dripped, which was interesting. It burned fast. Yeah, some candles are, I think there are some candles that are like dripless ones. Because I have some of the little red, like, chime candles, and the red ones for some reason do not drip at all, but like the blue ones, oh my god, they just go like everywhere. This particular candle is flooding my altar, though. It's a very interesting little, sorry, there's a little interesting wax thing, and I want to take a picture of it. I'm always, I don't know, I like to document those little things like that. Anyways, because I posted in the group last night, because I was using my fire pit outside, and I was calling upon Lucifer, and, like, there is this really clear, like, face within a face in the smoke. Like, I've never seen it kind of come through. Like, because I had just done I did like a little video of the flames, and I wouldn't have caught it unless I had taken that picture. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, some candles burn faster than others, and I don't know why, or some drip and some don't. I think the ones that are extra drippy sometimes. But I guess sort of the theme, and I have to stick to it because it's a live stream. We can talk about whatever the fuck. But I was just thinking a lot about prophecy and predictions and things like that, and how it really does take a sort of, it is part of like occult practices. It's the aliens. Yes, Cecilial, I do agree. The aliens. And things like that. But what's interesting, when I look back at the things that I wrote, and this particular one was January to March of 1999, is, a lot of things I wrote, in the time frame that I was writing, like obviously like in the 90s, like there was the whole Y2K, like the world's going to end thing in 2012 and all that. And a lot of it, like even when I was writing back then, a lot of it I was looking at things that were like after 2013. That for some reason, 2013, I don't particularly know why, was stuck in my mind as sort of this like turning point in, the world we live in, and that after that things were going to be shifting and changing. A lot of what I talk about is some of the things we're talking about now in terms of like the apocalypse, but not, in fire, brimstone, the biblical book of Revelation kind of thing and stuff like that. But a lot of mentions of plagues and pestilence, little creepy, things like that. One of the passages I wrote was really interesting because it was literally kind of like, I went to Catholic school, so I was still kind of in post-Catholic schooling. Fuck this shit. Because that was about 6 years after I graduated high school. So, a lot of fuck the Catholic Church stuff in there too. But what's interesting is like things that I wrote about, and I'm looking back, I'm like, that kind of actually came true in a way, or there was something like one of the things I wrote in there was like, now, mind you, I wrote this in 1999. I was writing about like how Saddam Hussein was going to be executed by the hands of his own people. This is before the Second Gulf War and 9/11 and all that. And I think I had it happening somewhere in the early-ish 2000s. I don't know exactly what I wrote down, but and a lot of the other things. And looking at my spiritual path now, at how a lot of things I was writing back then was like that path calling to me over time, and finding like I was apparently working with, I've spelled it differently, but apparently was working with, was it Sekhmet? Didn't know. There's a lot of stuff about like there's a lot of draw to like a lot of the Mesopotamian, Sumerian, Babylonian, that kind of area, and mythology and stuff like that. And it's interesting how these things kind of like pushed and pulled through a very large swath of my life without me knowing it. I had gotten away from sort of the witchy stuff in the 2000s just for personal reasons, and not that I ever really, I just wasn't practicing anything particularly. It was just always kind of there. But it was interesting, like as I felt myself being pulled back into the occult world, and for years there was this particular location that would come to me in dreams. It was always this like occult bookstore. It was very detailed. Still remember exactly how it was set up. I kind of want to own that bookstore one day, but it was kind of like where I had hidden all of my inner occult knowledge in that. And it would kind of like, it was almost like my own personal Akashic Hall or Akashic Records sort of thing. So it was really interesting. And the candle is done burning. Huh, that's interesting, Scotty. If I take off my left shoe and do the candle spell standing, it always works. This seems to lock in the right hemisphere of the brain better. That's interesting. I don't really wear I hate wearing shoes and socks in the house. I don't care how cold it is. I really don't like wearing things on my feet in the house. I have cute slippers though. They have little like fuzzy floofs on them. But I don't know. How do you guys like? I mean, does prophecy and predictions and things like that figure in like more, not just personal stuff, but more on like a global scale or cosmic scale even? Like, does that figure into like the messages you channel from spirits or in your practice, whether you're doing any kind of divination or channeling or things like that? I have some of my books here. Because one of the projects I've been working on, you've probably seen me post some of it in various places, is I have a tendency, and I've been doing this for about 26 years, is channeling these various like sigil scripts and things like that. So these ones are the most like kind of well organized out of all of them. Trying to find, this was probably 98, 99. But someone's astrological chart I never finished. Anyways, yeah, I have those in like multiple books all over the place. Hi, Brad. Oh, this one's from 94 and 95. But a lot of it like goes into like I wrote a lot about like past life experiences and things that I channeled and stuff of that nature. Is there anything in this one? I don't remember. No, this is more like dream journal. I do have more recent ones that are in my current book. I'll get to that question in a minute, Tiana. So I end up with a lot of stuff like this. This is some recent stuff. A lot of times they read down. Some of them read across. It's very random. And I remember as I was like writing this down, I'm like, can you guys give me something in a language I understand? Motherfuckers gave me math. I don't understand that either. Yeah, big when working with spirits, because sometimes they just don't get nuance. Let's see, where were we at? Necronic, yeah, I'm predicting more alien disclosure in 2021. Yeah, I mean, they did disclose some stuff last year. You know, one of the things recently, I wasn't working with Azazel at the time, but Azazel popped in and was like, quick, we have to go. I'm like, okay, sure, what's going on? But a lot of what it seemed like, and I don't know, there seems to be a lot that's tied in with like the fallen angels and you know, celestial alien origins and things like that. And like some of what he was talking about a little bit was almost like physical locations of them. Like, you know, he kept making references of Abaddon being a volcano or being buried beneath a volcano, something like that. And even like with Shemyaza, like one of the recently was working with Shemyaza, and I was actually talking to J.S. Garrett about it because I was like, hey, has this ever come up for you? Because he was like, I want you to find evidence of them, or you will find evidence of the master key in ancient prehistoric cave paintings and petroglyphs. I'm like, all over the world. I'm like, you guys are giving me homework. But yeah, I've started, you know, searching around. I found like it's not like anything like exact concrete, but I can see how some of these things would, if you put them together, would kind of form that. And I was talking to JS a little bit about that. And he was like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like an ancient temple raised someday and the master key is right on it, you know. But it's interesting that I feel like a lot of us are coming together and coming to very similar chunks of information and gnosis from the different spirits and entities we work with. I don't know what to call them. I use spirits just as a general umbrella term because everyone, there's a lot of disagreement on what to call what. I'm just gonna call it spirits because I don't feel like being like, well, angels, demons, gods, goddesses, blah 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 blah, because it's a mouthful. And it's also semantics. So Tiana says, why do people say working with Lucifer is tricky? I haven't found Lucifer to be that tricky to work with. I don't know. I'm not sure why. Out of all the entities that I've worked with, I mean, I think Lucifer is one of the easier ones. In my experience, he's been very protective, very nurturing, very like, you taking care of yourself, that kind of thing. One of the things I was talking about earlier today is I was working with Lucifer a little bit recently in the past few days, and he's talking about how I need to symbolically die. And as Satan chimed in, don't be so literal, puny humans, which I imagine solely being said as the Satan from South Park. Just in that way, because it was just a very funny and to the point kind of thing, because it's like, yeah, we are kind of literal sometimes about things. It's like, no, don't go and like literally die, but there's like a symbolic kind of death. So I'm kind of looking at that in a sense. Probably went off on a tangent there, but cool. Jessica, she says, I'm a beginner, but I'm using your products to start my path with that. Yeah, I mean, it's with all the things that, and a ton of other people. Sorry, you have to change position because I'm getting cramped up. But, the products and things we use do help, open up the different spiritual pathways and things like that. Because sometimes, even, sorry, I have a very long sweater on that's caught all over. Sometimes people have trouble, like even I do sometimes, knowing like, okay, well, am I thinking these thoughts, or is like this something that I'm channeling from the spirit realm? Or if you're doing astral travel, is it a dream? Is it a lucid dream? Is it, kind of framing in that? It kind of opens a lot of the things open up the spiritual pathways of the mind, because not everyone, especially if you're just starting out, kind of knows exactly what translates. And it can be different for everyone. Like I know when I'm working, I don't really see spirits in a very concrete way, but I feel them energetically. Like I can usually tell because I'll get like this sort of chill up my spine that goes down through my shoulder blades. Eddie Ruma, we cracked DH's code over on Fleshy's channel. We should do the crypto gangbang on that stuff. Yeah, I'm working with someone on the on translating. They actually just sent me a whole bunch of documents I have to go through. But yeah, I'm not sure what I don't think I think I probably missed what you were talking about, Eddie, on DH's code thing. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, I agree, Tiana. Sometimes the messages are like, wait, what? You're just like, okay. Yeah, Nikki. A lot of what are called demons, a lot of them do come were fallen angels or ancient gods, goddesses, and deities from other cultures that got literally demonized. So yeah, you'll see a lot of, I was pulling some cards the other day from the Fallen Angels Oracle deck, and like Belial came out, and Fornius and Bune, I think, or Bune, I don't know how it's pronounced. But you know, it's just thinking about a lot of the things I wrote and looking at them, because I mean, sorry, I feel a sneeze, quite possibly. I'll try to not do that. Because, you know, it's for every one prophecy that comes true, probably thousands don't. So, you know, it's one of those things that's hit or miss. And, you know, looking at my own writings, looking at things from others, there was this great mini series. I say great in an ironic and very sarcastic manner because it's so cheesy. It was done in like maybe 1994. I like watching it because the narration always makes me fall asleep. I think it's on YouTube somewhere. I think it's called Ancient Prophecies. It was like a 4-part series, and some of the reenactments in it are so fucking hysterical. The like modern day 2012 of like the machines turning on you. All I've got to say is it involves an angry Christmas tree and a waffle iron attack. So it's worth watching just for that. But you know, looking back at all these things that people were like dead set, like this is going to happen on this certain day at the, you know, and you know, or this particular thing, I'm like, well, you know what? Looking at this, I'm like, nah, most of this didn't actually happen. Yes, hi Mooney. I caught you. You were caught. No, the moon got caught. But you know, for every one prophecy that comes true, most don't. And you know, we look at that, you know, because I mean I see a lot, you know, in, you know, our rather chaotic modern times. But the thing with the course of I don't think anything's really set in stone. You know, things are very malleable and change. Moon, don't do that. Because there's so many moving parts and factors at play. And to quote, "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia," wild card, bitches. Because yeah, it's there's always going to be something unexpected that happens, and you know, here we are. You know, I was looking back at a Facebook post from like a year ago. It was like everyone's like, "Yeah, the roaring 20s, woo, 2020's coming. It's the end of this worst decade ever." And 2020's like, hold my beer. Let's see what we've got in store for you. We got everything, you know. Yeah, I'll post. I'll find the links to it. I think I have it saved in somewhere in my YouTube because I'll just like watch it at night. It's Eddie. It's got everything. It's literally just beautiful. I mean, it's some of it goes into historical stuff too, like with Edgar Cayce and Nostradamus and things like that. But like a lot of the stuff is just like these people were so sure as shit of things that were going to happen at particular times. And you know, a lot of it was kind of centered around like 2000 and 2012 being like the end of the world. But again, it kind of goes to show you that we don't know what's going to happen most of the times. Sure shit couldn't have predicted murder hornets and obelisks and everything else that's happened in 2020 because but anyways, so yeah, I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to talk about. I'm a font of random shit and occult adventures and things over the years. You know, it's like a lot of times people ask like, how, when did your journey begin into the occult world? Well, okay, like some people will be like, this has been part of my life since I was a child. I'm like, no, I wasn't practicing like ceremonial magic in my diapers or anything, but I was having, you know, paranormal or occult experiences since I was very young, since I was probably about like 5 or 6 years old. I remember as a child, one of my first beliefs. Now, I grew up Catholic. Thing I believed in as a child, reincarnation. That was the only thing that made sense to me at 6 years old. I don't know if anyone ever explained to me what reincarnation was or how it worked. I'm like, that just makes sense. As a child, that's what made sense to me. Oh yeah, I did see that, Eddie, about the Zodiac Killer code thing. I didn't read the whole thing into it, but I did see something with that. Oh my god! I thought he said by an amateur cryptographer with the. I read that as sugar computer. And I was like, well, that sounds fun. Scotty, everyone knows Ted Cruz was the Zodiac Killer. I think that's who it was. The joke was, or something. But I don't know. I'm just here to chat about whatever y'all want to chat about, for however long you want to chat. Oh, very exciting. We did have a JD Temple manifestation last night during JS and Barbie's stream, so that was exciting. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Because we all miss JD. Moon, get out from under my computer. Sorry for the bumpiness. Cat. Yeah, I saw that too, Brad. The Oreo cookie thing that was broken down into all the different like sigils and things on it, and I'm like, now why? I even want more Oreo cookies because they're double stuffed with satanic goodness. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys remember back in the satanic panic years, there was like, I think it was Procter and Gamble were like supposedly like a satanic brand and would hide satanic imagery and stuff like that in there, or words or subliminal messages and stuff into their advertisements for their products and things like that. I remember that being a whole thing. Yeah, Tiana, like there's things broken down in there of like astrological symbols and some of the Freemasons signs and stuff like that. I'm like, this is actually kind of cool. And I would like a cookie, please. Yeah, Johnson & Johnson too. Oh, the satanic panic years. Yeah, I mean, that was at least we had good music during the satanic panic. I will give you that. Um, So Demon Days asks, what's the point of subliminal messages? Like, are they trying to be edgy? Well, I mean, there is some science to putting subliminal messages into things. Like, you can listen to. I mean, people have used it for like smoking cessation programs where you put on something that just sounds like white noise, but there's these undercurrent of like very low frequency and vibrations, like quit smoking, that sort of thing. And then there was the whole like putting backmasking, which back when we had like records and tapes and stuff like that, there might be backwards messages on it, because like sometimes if you like people would play the record backwards and it would sound like we love Satan or whatever. I do remember getting like, I think it was when I got Motley Crue's Shout at the Devil, and there was actually a warning on the cassette tape that said this record this tape may contain backwards messages, because you can record things at a very low frequency that you might or volume that you wouldn't hear within the main sort of frame of the music, but it would be like underneath it, so you could put subliminal messages into things that way. Oh yes, Eddie Striper, the Christian metal band. Oh, their album "To Hell with the Devil." That was some good stuff. And they're yellow and white, like bumblebee leather costumes. What the fuck was that about? I don't know. But it's interesting times we've lived through. You know, and looking at the current state of things, like there's I've posted it at times where it's like, you know, Gen Xers, we were like, we didn't expect to be alive this long anyways. We've just been winging it. You know, the world was supposed to end quite a few times already. You know, most of us are were like raised within the framework of various stances of the Cold War. So, you know, we lived with the, you know, threat of like, or the possibility of, yeah, Russia could drop a bomb on us at any point in time. So, and the whole duck and cover thing, what the fuck is your hiding under your desk really going to save you from a nuclear bomb? Not really. So Eddie says, backmasking became a thing also because the stereo cassette tapes, fitting 4 tracks onto a 1/4-inch tape often meant that you could bleed over from the other side. Yeah, and what was really fun if you had double cassette tape, like a double deck cassette tape, if you put 2 tapes in at the same time and played them, then you could like do mashups back in the day before you could just digitally do mashups. Yeah, so Eddie says, so you could hear ghostly voices speaking in the backgrounds. Demon Days, White, a Christian metal band? That doesn't add up. Oh, yes. Yeah, there's actually a lot of like Christian bands and subgenres of things, especially like metal ones and stuff. It's pretty strange. And there's also a lot of like formerly like satanic-ish metal bands that are now like Blackie Lawless from Wasp is now like super Christian dude, and they were always like badass. Well, Wasp, not standing for white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, it's just for we are sexual perverts. But yeah, they used a lot of very, you know, gory, satanic kind of imagery and lyrics. And Slayer, they are a very Catholic band. I mean, the singer's from South America originally and stuff. So like, there's a lot of bands that had sort of a satanic edge to them, but really weren't satanic. But Tiana asks, I would like to know your general recap of your workings with Hecate. I haven't been working with Hecate as much recently, but usually I do when I worked with Hecate, it was usually with Lilith and Astarte. I probably will be working with Hecate more in the coming year because I keep like the Morgan keeps coming up a lot for me, Arachne, and like a lot of underworld current stuff like Ereshkigal and stuff like that. And I feel like there's this sort of like underworld current that's kind of pulling me in. So I think that's something I'm gonna be doing a little bit more work on. Right now I've been doing a lot of so many spirits, so little time. I've been working with Shamyaza and Astarte a lot. And intermixing, like sometimes, you know, like I've been working with Lucifer a little bit lately on particular things. Zazel popped up recently. Yes, Eddie, Blackie, Flaming Codpiece, Lawless. Yeah. Apparently he re-recorded the Crimson Idol to be like Christian-y or something. My brother was telling me about it. I was like, well, I'm going to give that a hard pass. Yep. So many spirits, so little time. And sometimes they're like, hey, I'm like, I know. Let me finish up this first because you've got all these overlapping things. And do you notice any of your spirits get jealous? I would say jealous. Sometimes they will. Cat butthole. Just needed to point that out. Because what's a live stream without a cat butthole? She's guarding the house from whatever. She likes to sit in the window there and scare off anything that might be trying to get in. But I wouldn't say jealous. It's just sometimes like they all kind of want to work with you at the same time, and you're like, I've only got so much brain space for so many things. I would say the Belial and Azazel, like, maybe not jealousy for, like, they sort of almost have like a sibling rivalry. So if you work with them together, they're kind of hilarious sometimes, because they're like two brothers, like beating the crap out of each other in a way for funsies. Yeah, I keep wanting to do a video. I just have to like research it more, and it was time. But a lot of my early occult influences came from being an early childhood metalhead. You know, I still love metal to this day, but you know, there was a lot of occult imagery that was used within, like, I mean, if you go back to like some of the, like, Shout at the Devil, early Motley Crue stuff, and things like that, and Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, 100 other bands, and things like that, that there was a lot of very deeply entrenched occult imagery and topics and stuff that was the source of the songs. I mean, fuck. I mean, Iron Maiden is like a history book set to really awesome fucking music. Yeah, yeah, Vinny, the Number of the Beast video. Yeah. What's the one I was thinking of? Oh, Halloween by Halloween is really funny. I like that video. Necronicki says, I've had some spirits aggressively guide me towards them, or other spirits knowing what's best for me at that moment. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's there's, I mean, so many of them come up at different times where it's just kind of like, you know, if you really want to like develop a relationship, you know, you need a little bit of time and stuff like that. And you could go back and forth on things, like, you know, if I really needed to do like some hardcore underworld working and stuff like that, you know, I'd probably work a little more with Hecate and kind of start, you know, bridging a little bit of maybe working with the Morrigan or Ereshkigal or other underworld entities and things like that. So best German metal band, hands down. Yeah, yeah. German power metal. Halloween is where it's at. Keeper of the Seven Keys. Good stuff. But then there's Yngwie Malmsteen. I think he was Swedish though. But Disciples of Hell by Yngwie Malmsteen is like some badass occult, like, a lot of his stuff is really fucking cheesy, but that song is fucking awesome. I wish there was actually a video to it. I mean, burning candles, incantations, human sacrifice, you know? Those were the lyrics. Yeah, same here, Eddie. I Want Out that was my high school theme song too. Like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Yngwie Malmsteen did have some pretty, oh man. The album art, like from the metal genre in the 80s and early 90s, that was like, that stuff was just fucking amazing. Like, I think that was, some of that was what inspired me to like go to art school. Not that I was really good at illustrating things, but gave me an appreciation for that type of art. But what's funny when like thinking about that is a lot of that kind of artwork, like the cover art from a lot of the metal bands, like I'm just looking at some of my Oracle decks which are sitting over there. I'm like, yeah, that looks exactly, it's exactly what it looks like, you know. It looks like stuff that would be on tarot decks and Oracle cards and all that. But and then there were the goth years. There's some heavy occult stuff there too. I don't know. I've always been like, even since I was a kid, I mean, I was always a subcultural kind of person. So I didn't really do mainstream well or trying to be normal. I had a couple of years, like miscellaneous chunks of years where I tried to be normal. It just doesn't work. It's like the more normal I try to be, the weirder I get. So I figure I'm just going to go straight weird and just, you know. Yeah, I think you showed us that one, Eddie, the Royal Dark Tarot. That one does sound really awesome. I should probably get that sometime. It's all darkness and boobs. What's not to love? Darkness and boobs. Kind of my jam. So any questions y'all have or whatnot? I know it's still, I would say it's still early, but I think it's like 10 p.m. So technically it's lunchtime for me because I didn't get up till 3. I agree. Normal is overrated. Yeah, I have, well, prior to COVID, I spent most of 2019 and several $1,000s because I have a circadian rhythm disorder, delayed sleep phase type. So basically, I am my schedule is just always opposite, and it took a really long time and trazodone to correct that so I could function in the 9 to 5 world we used to live in. And that worked great. I was sleeping like a normal human and doing normal human things like, you know, going to work on time and whatnot until quarantine started. And my sleeping pill just, it's not that it stopped working. It's that it would just knock me out for like 15 hours straight. And I just don't need that much sleep. Like it used to be like a straight 8 hours and 8 or 9 hours and I was good. So, yeah, ever since quarantine, my sleep has just been fucking random. And it's been particularly weird for, like, normally I would go to bed like say 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Now I'm not going to bed till like 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And what sucks right now is I'm pretty much missing daylight because it's getting dark by like 4:30, 5 o'clock right now. Yeah, we're all vampires here, Eddie. But you know, but there's no impetus for me to change my sleep cycle because I don't really. I work from home for my day job. I can do my work whenever. Occasionally, I have to be awake for something. At a particular hour, but most of the time not. So, you know, there's just not a great impetus for me to fix my freaking weird sleep cycle. And I tried, you know, cutting down the trazodone because I was on 100 milligrams, tried going down to 25, and I was still sleeping like 15 hours. I'm like, don't need that much sleep. Yeah, I wanted to wake up earlier today because I wanted to actually go out and, you know, experience sunlight. But yeah, I mean, I just figure I'm like, you know what? I sleep when I sleep. I'm awake when I'm awake. You know, and it was a little bit like I was doing a little better. In October, I wasn't needing as much sleep. Like I was sleeping like maybe 4 or 5 hours a night, and I was fine. So you know, if you go to sleep at, you know, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you wake up at like 10 or 11, that's fine. But after I got sick, I just was more run down and needed more sleep, and it screwed up my sleeping schedule even more. So now I don't go to sleep until like at least 5 a.m. most nights. And sometimes I just don't realize what time it is, because time just doesn't seem to matter. I'm like, it's whatever time it is. I don't know. I do, however, have to be up early on Monday, which I have to start preparing for now. So I may actually try to get to bed earlier tonight, just because I have to babysit my niece, and I have to be cognizant enough at 11:30 in the morning to deal with my whirlwind of a 5-year-old niece. So. I also have to finish like organizing my downstairs a little better and cleaning, which I'll probably do tomorrow, but did get some of that done already, because I hate boxes and I just have boxes everywhere, unfortunately. Let's see. Andre says, I cannot work due to insomnia. Yeah, I mean, I was a lifelong insomnia person too. I mean, I just always had trouble sleeping, because I was always I wasn't naturally falling asleep. I had to force myself to sleep to function within the 9 to 5 work day, and my body is just not naturally attuned to that. And so my insomnia was more like, well, my body's like, fuck you. I don't want to go to sleep at 11 p.m. I want to stay up to fucking 4 a.m. And then when you start getting older and realize you can't like function at work when you've only had like 2 hours of sleep. Yeah, sometimes I nap occasionally. I used to more, but I haven't recently. But hi, Mooney, what's up? No, there's stuff there. You're gonna knock it over. Oof. Moon, walk all the way under there. Sorry, cats. Oh, is it too bright in here for you? Oh, Corey's got the like paw over his eye thing. Is it too bright in here for you, buddy? Well, at least he's not being an asshole. So give him that. Yeah, you can actually go pretty fucking crazy from not sleeping. Or minimal sleep. But yeah, so I've always had issues with sleeping and whatnot, so that's nothing new for me. And I don't think we're going to be going back to any 9 to 5 office shit anytime soon, so I ain't worried about it. Yeah, Tiana was talking about my Lilith video when she pet the kitty. Yeah, Moon is an avid devotee of Lilith. She a lot of times I have right here is a little stool, so a lot of times she sleeps on that or in the window, which is right by my dark goddess altar behind me and stuff. But I have tons of pictures of her hanging out with Lilith, with my Lilith statue when I had it downstairs and stuff. Yeah, I never really got the whole familiar thing within sort of witchcraft until like Moon showed up on my doorstep on a full moon and was like, hello, you're my human now. I was like, okay, kitty. And then she was just like, she loves to do like, if I'm doing rituals or any kind of spell work, she's just like, boop. She's right there. And we do have a strict policy of no summoning Belial without adult supervision in the house. That's for cats. Because sometimes I'll hear her downstairs, you know, singing away. I'm like, what are you summoning? She'll be like, nothing. But yeah, I need to get back into. I did make some videos this week. I've just been slacking on getting videos done, and I want to start doing more interviews and stuff like that on my channel, and other people have asked me to do interviews on their channel. And oh, and my tummy is now going, it's lunchtime, you need to eat something. Tiana says, is there dangers of summoning that you have seen? Not really. Oh. All right, can you guys see me? It just popped up that my connection was unstable. I don't know if I was buffering. Yeah, I used to do tarot readings with one of my cats. I'd be like, okay, what card do you want? They'd like boop the card, and I do tarot with my cat or one of the cats. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just noticed the little thing popped up at the top. It was like, connection unstable. Yeah, I've got to start thinking about stuff for. I usually I learned my lesson on doing this this year. You know, it was like when I got to the end of 2019, you know, I kind of drew up here's my goals for my business and what I want to do this year, and then kind of threw that out the window in March, because a lot of what I was going to focus on this year was getting my stuff into more retail outlets, but with everything kind of being closed. That I mean, I did pick up a few new ones, but you know, it's just you know, retail is so iffy right now that I do have to update my wholesale list though for someone, which I should probably do. But yeah, I've got to figure out some stuff for the new year. I have a couple things. I was thinking about doing a subscription box service, but I haven't quite fleshed that out yet. And I know some people have asked about, like, with the different like the different product lines I've done for like Lilith or Hecate or Abaddon or Lucifer, whatever, doing sort of like box kits for those. So I'm kind of looking into that, and also maybe collaborating with some other people on including other things, because I don't really like to make candles. I can. But I'll just check on my candle behind me. Hello there, Yepson. Yeah, I was thinking about doing subscription boxes. I just don't know yet. But I think I might do the, I don't know, just call them like demon boxes or whatever. You know, maybe include like the products I already have made. Maybe, see, I can make candles. I just hate doing it. Like I'll make candles like maybe 3 or 4 times a year. That's it though. If I have to make candles, I don't like making candles. But, you know, maybe collaborate with some other people I know that do things like that, or, you know, getting some, you know, like having crystals and things like that in there as well. You were streaming, Yepson? I did not know you were streaming. Yeah, Andrea, you can do that. I also put a pinned post in the live chat. That's the Facebook group I have for that, so you can always ask questions in there, and things like that. Oh yeah, Eddie mentioned something about decrypting DH Thorne's new sigil. I don't know. He looked kind of sexy in that red dress that one night. Just saying. But yeah, so I did post the link to the Facebook group. Anyone's welcome to join, stuff like that. So I'll be posting more content. I'm just kind of been catching up on everything and doing a lot of restocking and stuff like that. But I'm almost done with that. So, hi, Mooney. What? All right. Get out from under the computer. And we have a moon again. Yeah, I was thinking about that, Yepson. Yeah, if I do a subscription box, it might be a good opportunity to do test runs of products or exclusives. Yeah, I might do some limited edition stuff because, like, if I do make candles, you know, the 3 or 4 times a year I like to do candles. You know, if I make, like, say 10, 15 candles, I'll be like, limited edition. Once they're gone, they're gone. Yes, Moon is quite cute. Yes, you are. What are you doing? What you doing, Mooney? Andrea asks, what kind of path do you follow? I consider myself a left-hand path, but like eclectic in that sense. So I just kind of make my own path and, you know, do what I do. See, there's Moon sitting in front of my altar. She likes to do that. Yeah, I mean, I do soy wax candles, which are much easier to make than paraffin wax ones, but let me see if I can grab this. It's lightly burning. So a lot of times this one's burning a little bit, but so a lot of times what I do is I'll put like crystals and like botanicals on them, which is the part at which it becomes a gigantic pain in the ass because it's like it has to be set just enough that it's not going to sink, but still a little tacky that stuff will stick to it, not just fly all over the place. That part is a pain in the ass, especially if you're making a whole bunch at the same time. Because you gotta be like after sitting there waiting, watching. Are you solid enough? Are you? But yeah, this was my Shemyaza candle I made. Just burning oddly. Seems to be melting more on this side than the rest. So who knows? I just happen to have these awesome glasses. It's hard to tell, but they've got this really pretty sort of metallic prismy sheen to them. But that's the part that makes making candles a pain in the ass for me. Like if I was just putting soy wax in a tin and calling it a day, that's easy enough to do. Yeah, it's some kind of like martini glass. A lot of people use, I have some, this is one a friend of mine made. This is that sort of, it's a red glass. I don't know if you can see it well. A lot of times people use like the vintage glassware to do candles in, which I'm actually quite fond of. Yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, as long as the glass isn't going to shatter from the heat, you know, most glassware is fine for it. I mean, the thicker it is, the better. But, yeah. But yeah, so I'm looking at. I may end up doing the subscription thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do. Once I like get my shit together and put something together for January. Have a good one, Andrea. I seem to have developed a moon behind me. Oh, did you follow? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Cat butthole. Ow. Did you just bite me? Did you just bite me, you little shit? All right. Get out from under the altar. Weirdos. Come here, man. I hear purring. So is there anything else that you guys want to talk about? I think we've covered many varied things. from prophecy to satanic panic to the occult and heavy metal, candles, and other stuff. I forget what. Cats, of course. Gotta have cats. So I don't know what nights I'm going to stick to for the live streams, because I was doing them on Fridays before JS and Barbie's Beer, Boobs, and Black Magic, but my assistant's been here, so like, you know, we're usually like working on things and stuff like that. So I was doing Saturdays. I don't know if I'll stick to that. Word on the street is JD Temple might be coming back, so I think he was doing Saturdays prior. So, Yepson, have you listened to the piano version of Mein Herr's Brand? Yes, I have. I don't know how you don't find Till the sexiest member of Rammstein. I don't know. Richard Crespi, that look to me will never not be sexy. So, yeah, they're all kind of cute in their own way, but sorry, that like spiky black hair goth boy look will never not be sexy to me. We just need a big LHP live stream orgy so we don't need to divide all the people. No, I mean, Till Lindeman's sexy in his own way. But yeah, my post-COVID plans are to recreate the video to Mon Gegen Mon and be in the middle of it. Yeah, that's my plan. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, not the live video, the actual video. Eddie, Bavarian men are the sexiest. I know, I am one. I don't know. Something about those lederhosen, let me tell you. And what's awesome is they actually make lederhosen fetish wear. It's a thing. Yepson, you won't be back. You won't. There's so much man ass, and there is just not a lot of clothing in that video. Yes. It's the lederhosen legs. Yeah. And as Yepson is Googling the video to Mon Gegen Mon, this is the last we will ever see of Yepson. Because trust me now, I want to go Google him, you know. It's not sexy stuff. Just saying. Hey, Bonnie, how are you? We're just hanging out, shooting the shit now. And cats. Not shooting cats. My cat is right here. I'm going to need lunch soon, though. Yes, I know it's 10:30 in the evening, but I will need some lunch. What happens when you wake up at 3 p.m.? Your meals also get screwed up. So sometimes I will literally have a 3 a.m. dinner. I think I would say I'm wearing too many necklaces, but I'm my grandmother's granddaughter. I'm probably not wearing enough. Yes, an unrelated question. Given my recent Googling, ever thought of making lube of X-Demon? Might need some after that video. No, well, lube wouldn't be hard to make, but you know, My friends and I had this joke many years ago. We invented a thing called Luberhosen, like Lederhosen, but full of lube. Yeah, so much man ham. Oh. Also, Yepson, go to the Rammstein YouTube and watch the making of video. It's like 20 minutes of it. Demonic lube. That's blissful. Asmoglide. Yeah. This is Asmodeus approved. Getting comfortable again, and I lost half of my floor pillow to Moon, who is very comfortable. Corey is all tuckered out and belly up on my bed. He's so cute. Hold on. You have to see how cute Corey is. I'm going to move my webcam for a minute. Look at that chonk. Look at that chonk. Isn't he the cutest? All right. Sorry for the rolling, but I'm putting my webcam back. You just had to experience the cute of the chonk of Corey. Lucifer's Lust Lube. Lilith's Wild Ride. Or Lilith's Wild Astro Glide Ride. Yeah, Corey's such a cute little chunk when he's sleeping. A lot of times he holds his tail down when he sleeps because he has a very like active tail. So he'll like tuck his tail under his feet. Yeah, that Corey is he's definitely got some personality to him. He's something. I do love that. Yepson. Live, laugh, love, nah. Lube, lust, and Lucifer. Hang that on your wall. Fuck yeah. Yes, Eddie, I can see the egregore of my future satanic porn empire is almost formed. Yes, indeed. He's just got this little pile of feet. It's so cute. And the rest of the stream is just staring at my cats because they're adorable. Sorry, I'm distracted by how cute Corey is. Internet loves cats. Yes, this is true. I always like that video. The internet is made of cats. It was out. It was one of those like early YouTube viral videos from years ago. There's this there's this quote my mom used to love. I think it was actually from back in the days of Cat Fancy magazine, like when there was actual magazines pre-internet. And there was a quote from it. It was called, "If cats could use the internet, they'd rule the world." I think that is proven true because how much of the internet is filled with cat pics and cat videos? What should I eat for lunch? Late night lunch. I already ordered food, so I probably should order more food. I never know what to eat, so that's why I like live on Uber Eats, which is sad, but or I drink in Shore, which is even sadder. Eddie, I had some cold cheesesteak pizza. Okay, I may be a Philadelphian, but I really fucking hate cheesesteaks. They're gross. I know that's blasphemy, but yeah, cheesesteaks are gross. Oh, if I had to eat one, I'd go with provolone instead of whiz. Because Cheese Whiz just did not stand the test of time for my adult palate. Although occasionally I will get Wendy's Baconator fries that has Cheese Whiz on it, but the LHP is about blasphemy, though. True. True. But Philly is all about their cheesesteaks. Weird things. I think I might have some Chef Boyardee ravioli, beef ravioli in my cabinet because I am an adult with healthy, nutritious habits. Said no one ever. Although I did technically kind of have like a healthy breakfast at 4. I got a poke bowl, which was like rice. It's almost like it's like open face sushi, let's just say. Salad, kind of rice salad sort of thing. It's very yummy. But I'm hungry now. See, I don't have any beefaroni though to do that. Sad state of affairs. But I have a lot of spaghetti sauce, so I could probably make some pasta. It gets tricky, like for me, because I do so much of my work and making things in my kitchen, that I have very little room for food storage or preparation. So like that, I feel like I wish I almost had like a separate, like 2 kitchens, but I don't know. I've been thinking about moving out of the city next year or within the next year. Just because if I'm stuck at home all the time, I'd like to not have to stare at row homes. Because that gets old fast. We do have a lot of parks and stuff in Philly, but you know, I just kind of want to like not have to get in my car and drive somewhere to go experience nature. Although I do make that as an excuse to drive to Target. Sometimes I'm like, well, I'll see some trees and stuff on the way there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, my neighborhood, I don't know. I feel like my neighborhood's normally pretty safe. But I feel like there's been because according to all the citizen app alerts that come up, I feel like there's been like an uptick in like crime lately. So I'm constantly seeing like, although the best one was woman assaulting man with 5 frying pans. Not quite as awesome as the woman assaulting man with a hookah, but still 5 frying pans is pretty epic. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about. I'd kind of like something. I'd like to maybe like a farmhouse kind of thing, with like actual property. So because right now I'm turning my guest bathroom into a poison garden. Yeah, it'd be like that. I can relate, Schwa. Most of my food on hand is snacks and condiments. In college, we had we invented a dish. It didn't have to ever be a specific thing, and there was no recipe for it. We called it frop, apostrophe FROP. It's called frop, and it was what you make when you have nothing left in your refrigerator and a combination thereof. So it's like rice with like peanut butter and chocolate syrup, or peanut butter and jelly burritos, things like that. Frop. So yeah, that's kind of my life. Snacks. Schwa, I did eat some magic mushrooms, so at least I got kind of natural. Yeah, no, yeah, that's true. Eddie, when shit gets real, we're all just gonna pretend that we're Amish. Yeah. They wear mostly black though. But they don't. They're not. I don't know. I don't know if I could deal with being Amish. I never thought I would like. I've been, even though I grew up in a small town, I was like born a city girl. Even as a child, I was just like, fuck this small town shit. I hate this. Um, but yeah, Demon Days was saying I'd love to own a farm. Yeah, I'm kind of on that. Like, I'd like to, have space to do rituals outside. Um, and not have to pretend I'm doing anything weird when my neighbors walk by. Although I did get a really nice compliment yesterday when I was using my fire pit on my porch. A lady walked by and she's like, "Your hair looks beautiful. The color looks beautiful with the glow of the fire and everything." I was like, "Thanks." Or people walk by, "Oh, that smells good." I'm like, "What you burning?" Stuff. Like you do. But yeah, I'd just like to have like an outdoor space where I could have like bonfires, if I could ever figure out how to grow things, to actually grow things. I'm not really a live off the land kind of person, but I just kind of, I don't know, this year kind of sucked my love of city life out of me because cities are kind of pointless if you can't really go anywhere or do anything and nothing's open half the time. And I have a car now, so like I wouldn't live too far out of like away from Philly. Like, if it was an hour drive, that doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm just tired of row homes and city noise. Exactly, Bunny. Oh, nothing to see here. Move along. These aren't the droids you are looking for. Wow, I can't believe how well behaved my cats are being tonight. They usually are not. Like the last time they were like fighting and back and forth and in and all over the place and whatnot. But there was some quality cat butt action going on, so Corey, he's awake. Oh, you look so grumpy. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna show you Corey because he looks so grumpy. Look at that grumpy face. Oh. Sorry for the wild ride. Exactly, Bonnie. That's not an animal part on fire, and it's definitely not black magic. True story. Corey, what's up, buddy? Corey's grumpy when he wakes up. Like, even if she's sleeping and I pet her, she'll roll over and start purring and be like she's doing now and be all cute and be like, "Oh, this is wonderful." Corey, if I wake him up, he's like, "Ugh, I hate you. I'm gonna bite you," and run away. Moon's just like, "I might bite you, but I like when you're petting me." Yes, you do. Oh, you're awake now. Oh, yes, Corey, I'm petting another cat. I may have spoken too soon. Corey is making an appearance. Corey, everyone was asking about you. Yes, Chunks. Yes, Chunks. Are you awake? Awake, mister? Sleepyhead. I'm not summoning Satan. I'm summoning someone else. Summoning Stan. Stan Greenblatt. Great guy. Or the purrs. Or the purrs. Yes, he's my grumpy pumpkin, Bonnie. He's grumpy sometimes. Well, yes, you are, Corey. But you're sweet too. You're very sweet. Nikki says, I want to get a pentagram doormat and some protection charms outside to deter people. Yeah, I have like a little, I think I got it at probably like Michael's or something, a little thing. It says like the witches in or something like that hanging on my door, and a little like botanical half moon with a pentagram and like some crystals hanging on it and stuff like that. Hello there. Did I read it yet? I didn't read anything super specific. I mean, I was talking a little bit. ET Knight, he's the one helping me decipher my random scribblies and things like that. So, did I read it yet? No, I have not read what you sent me yet, just because some dumbass slept until 3 p.m. It's me. I'm the dumbass. So, yeah, it's lunchtime now. So, yeah, I mean, I woke up. I think I watched a little bit of, caught the tail end of Serial and Connor's live stream on Facebook. Ate breakfast, I guess. Took a bath. I packed some orders and made a couple things. And then got ready for this. So that's been my day so far. Enjoy the Corey tale. But yeah, that's on my list of things to do. I have to, Corey, don't knock my stuff out. I have to finish up a consultation for someone, and I have to do a ritual for someone. And clean my house more. I am going to try to get to bed earlier tonight. So I can get to bed maybe earlier tomorrow night, because I have to babysit my niece on Monday at 11:30 a.m., which is going to take some preparation, because that's like waking up in the middle of the night for me. Yepson, what the fuck, Jen? Why don't you have the option for me to tip the stream? Wanted to hit you with that 666. My boyfriend's home and we're gonna watch The Matrix. So have a good night. I think you have to have I think you have to have 1,000 subscribers for the super chat thing. And I'm about 550, so I'm getting there. But yeah, once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll have the super chat thing going. Have a good one though, Yepson. The Matrix. That was a great time of fashion in the goth scene. I had this totally awesome Trinity jacket and like this like panel skirt thing going on. It's awesome. But one thing I discovered, PVC vinyl does not stand the test of time. It literally disintegrates. Yeah, I think the witches in sign probably deters people from knocking on my door and stuff. God, it's so weird that The Matrix was out like that, like what, 21, almost 22 years ago. The amulet that I'm wearing. So I have the Shamyaza Master Key. This is from J.S. Garrett's website. It's awesome. I got one of the consecrated ones. I love it. It's amazing. For working with Shamyaza. I have, this is a phylactery. They're kind of based on, like, some of them were like, it's kind of based on like a Christian design, but this one has an aconite flower in it, and I'm not sure what kind of animal tooth this is. But I got this from the Poisoner's Apothecary, and untangle myself. And I have another little amulet. This one has ashes from a spell that I just did in it. And I got this one from Killstar. It's just got like a little, like, it just pops off, and there's like a little vial in it that you can fill with whatever. And then you pop it back on. Boop. And we're done. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, the trench coat thing back prior to the Columbine shooting. Yeah. Yeah, it is like a rosary chain. Like some of the I mean, these type of sort of little like amulet vial things. I mean, some of them come on these kinds of chains, the rosary kind of chain, or other ones. But specifically in the site, it's called a phylactery. It's like Phlactery, I think. But they have a couple different ones. I'm waiting for the Belladonna one to come back in stock. I'll probably be getting that one. Yeah, it definitely is the rosary connector. I remember that very well from Catholic school. And from dressing like Madonna as a kid. Demon Days asks, how's the Shemyaza amulet? I was curious about it. I might get one. I highly recommend it. It's really great, like, for, like, I found it just makes, like, it completely changed my ability to channel spirits. Like, it made it like almost instantaneous for me. And to, if like you're meditating or doing like soul travel, it's just like, but hi Corey, what's up? Please don't knock my computer over. Hi buddy. But yeah, I have the Astarte amulet coming as well. So if the post office decides to deliver it. All right, what's going on behind me? Corey, Moon is sitting there. You'll have to find another spot. Or more apropos, I'll have to find another spot. I'm slowly losing my floor pillow. 2 cats. Or you can come sit on my lap, buddy. Because everyone loves a Corey. They do. Everyone loves you, Chonk. You're internet famous. Yes, you are. You're internet famous. Look, yeah, fuck you, Karen. Fuck you, Karen. Here, there's a spot for you to lay right there. No, you're gonna make Moon move. You're an asshole. That's what you are. You're an asshole. No fighting under the altar. That's how candles get knocked over and fires start. Well, don't you be giving me that sassy face. Don't you give me the stink face, mister. Cat's being a jerk. Yeah, Corey's a little grumpy sometimes. But he's a sweetie. And now, ow, and now he's gonna bite me. As I'm saying, I was just saying you're a very sweet cat. And what do? You bite me. I love him though. That's your tail making all that noise, Corey. Yeah, you're knocking everything over. You're flapping my altar covering. And you're looking at it like it's my fault. He has a very active tail. Like, he gets overstimulated and then he gets pissed off that his tail is moving so much, and like somehow that's my fault. I'm like, dude, it's your tail. Hi, cats. Corey. He's like, I'm not doing anything back here, Mom. It looks so funny with the way the lights are hitting him. Corey, come here, buddy. Why don't you come lay down? I'm going to log off soon because I'm hungry, but there we go, buddy. Have a good one, Schwa. This is mostly just evolved into me and my idiot cats. Look at that chunk. Look at that chunk. And he's gone. Moon, what are you up to? Oh, that's why Corey was interested in that. She's hanging out under the altar. What could possibly go wrong with burning candles and a cat under your altar? What could possibly go wrong? I'm probably going to log in a few minutes. So if you have any last questions, what's the picture? This one? Is that the one you're talking about? That's actually an illustration of Astarte Ishtar. Yeah, that's what that one is, because I've been working with her a lot lately. Surprisingly, I think I got a print of it on Amazon. Weird things sometimes. So if you're hearing any thumping sound, it's Corey sitting behind my computer, slapping his tail against the wall. And the cable cord thing. But yeah, I'm going to have to eat soon because I'm getting hungry. And the cats are getting restless. Which is probably going to mean cat fight soon. Oh, there goes Moon. Eddie said, oh yeah, I opened the Cliff Off book I'm working through right now, and right there I'm starting at an invocation of Astaroth, Astarte, Ishtar after JS stream. Yeah, I might put the Cliff Off stuff on my 2021 things maybe to explore list, but the list keeps getting longer and longer. So I don't know. Anytime I make a plan for something, it goes awry. So I just kind of go with it. Whatever. Wasn't planning on working with Shemyaza. Started working with Shemyaza. You know. Will you make a video on her sometime soon? I love hearing about Ishtar. She's one of the first goddesses I felt. I did a little bit. I did a video. It was sort of a review on working with Barbie Garrett Slutwater. On my channel, and it talks a lot about my early workings with Astarte, Lilith, and Hecate in it. Oh yeah, Asenath Mason's Cliff Offic trilogy. Yeah, I'd like to read that sometime. I love her work. So, I've learned if one valuable lesson I've learned in 2020, just don't make plans for anything. Just wing it. Because who the fuck knows? Anytime I've tried to make plans for anything, the universe has been like, nah. So I just kind of take it. At this point, you gotta take it like one day, a couple days at a time. So who the fuck knows? Because even sometimes with like product stuff, it's hard because like miscellaneous things are just out of like, hi dice controller. Like miscellaneous things are just randomly out of stock. Like I was in the vlog post video I did this week. It's like the bulk supplier that I get the flask bottles that I use for my spellfires, they've been out of stock for the past few months. And 8-ounce plastic bottles are hard to find too. I haven't been able to find them in bulk since like February, maybe. And I'm down to like one place that sometimes has them. Demon Days asks, do you have any suggestions about which spirit to work with for dream magic that you've worked with yourself? I don't know for dream magic per se. I mean, I've worked with a lot of them in like the astral realm and things like that. I mean, you could really kind of work with any of them. I mean, it depends on what kind of dream magic you're looking at doing. Like if there's a particular theme to it. As long as the strategic spatula reserve is safe, yes. One always needs a spatula. Or 9. Mostly not for cooking. I'm just saying. It's an old thing from parties back in the day. Let's just say many of our spatulas were not used for cooking for very good reasons. Yeah, I'm actually reading that book right now, Dice, Summoning Spirits by Konstantinos. Yes, I imagine you are, Eddie. All the little makeup spatulas from my flying ointments. They're just like I found that they're just like the best way to kind of apply them, because getting them on your fingers and under your fingernails kind of bleh. Demon Days, dream magic just in general to get started. I usually pick a spirit to work with for, when I'm doing any kind of, if I'm channeling or astral travel or lucid dreaming or astral travel into lucid dreaming, because often I'll fall asleep, or deep meditation is, I'll pick a spirit to work with. If it doesn't seem like I'm getting anything out of that, I might kind of, move on and be like, okay. Or occasionally other spirits will pop up and be like, hi. Yeah, Nikki. Usually, I do dream magic with the spirit I'm working with at that time to give me a message. Lucifer, yeah. I haven't read that one yet, Dice. The Practice of Magical Evocation by Franz Barden. But maybe that'll be on my 2021 reading list. I'm almost at 50 books read so far this year. So, yay me! I still have a few more. I have to finish the Asmodeus Compendium and a couple others. I have the Konstantinos one. But, I'll probably get back to them. If not, there's always 2021. Probably. It's like I'd celebrate 2020 being almost over, but it's not like 2021 is going to be any better. So, yeah. Well, things seem to be winding down a little bit. I've been going for about almost 2 hours now, and it's my lunchtime at 11 p.m. because it's like that. But yeah, if don't forget to check the pinned link to the Facebook group that I have. Yeah, so we can have conversations in there as well. And I'm not sure next week if I'm going to be able to stream or not. I think I have a virtual wedding to go to on Saturday. I just don't know what time that is. That's just weird, but it's 2020, so. I forget if my assistant's going to be here on Friday or not. I don't know. Let's see if there's any last questions. What was your deification rite like? I think I talked about it in one of my live streams a while back, but or one of the earlier ones I did. It's it's hard to describe. It's definitely like October was a very magically intense month. Not just because of Samhain or anything, just because of going through that and doing some other ritual stuff, and things, and also Samhain. But yeah, Demon Days. Well, I've got to prepare for 3 a.m. dinner, so 11 p.m. lunchtime seems normal. But like the experience of the deification, right? Like I'm sure it's different for everyone, but like I could start to feel like when JS was pulling my spirit, because I was laying there like, he says to like, lay down, relax, etc. I'm laying there, I have my eyes closed and probably have my eye pillow on, and I start seeing like what felt like just like light pieces of my spirit kind of floating off, like away from me as I was being pulled. And a lot of it made more sense once they sent me the video afterwards. Because as this was happening, I was also seeing like these bright sort of reddish orange, like someone was like carving sigils like with fire. Which apparently he does he like puts the sword like on the fire, and then as he's calling Belial and Amon, Azazel and Abaddon, I'm like, okay, that's the part I was seeing. And like I remember before blacking out, kind of like once I got there, kind of like peering overhead. And when I watched the video, I was like, oh, that's the point where I got there. I think my spirit may have landed head first in the fire, not sure. But it was definitely, that part was really fascinating. I kind of woke up and looked around like, oh, okay. But I found like I was a lot more energetic. I didn't need as much sleep. Now but also in mid-November I was sick, so I'm still, that kind of shifted my energy and sleep stuff a little bit since then, and I'm still kind of trying to normalize that a little bit. But I just felt a lot more alive in a way. It's hard to describe like how you feel after it, and it's probably going to vary for other people. Like, because I know one of the things that we were working on with it, because he usually has you pick like 2 or 3 kind of goals, like if you're doing it for like pain relief, or I think I did for like normalizing my sleep patterns and a little bit of pain relief and stuff like that. But a lot of things started manifesting that, and balls rolling in that sense. I'm about 2.5 months, 2-ish months out from it now. So, dum, dum, dum. Yeah, Eddie. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. You say avocations are pretty stripped down now to bare essentials: sigil, blood, paper, meditate, channel. Yeah, I mean, it all depends. Like, I don't always have the time, nor obviously space to do like big ceremonial magic ritual evocation things, because if I was swinging a sword around here, my TV would have a hole in it and I'd probably stab my mattress, or break a window, or all of them. So doing things, simple, bare bones, whatever you want to call it, whatever works for you is great. Dice, yeah, could you have used astral travel and then let him do the ritual? Yeah, I mean, in theory, it's just, even if I was astral traveling, it just would have, you would have been pulled kind of from wherever you were in that sense. I don't know. I may eventually have it done again sometime, but I mean, my joint pain was a lot better after that. It's been a little weird lately. Like my back hurt this week a couple times, but that went away. But yeah, as far as because I have a lot of joint issues. I have weird health issues that seem to have no cause or no name to them. So I probably just have my own illness. The illness of being me. I've really loose joints. So they slide around in the sockets a lot. So I'm prone to injuring myself by doing nothing. Yeah, so yeah, like I was in like people always like, oh, do yoga and stuff like that. Like I can't do like high impact stuff, but even yoga, like I was in more pain when I was doing yoga all the time than by not doing yoga at all, because I was always injuring myself because I'm super flexible. So I could just be like, feel like, okay, I can just put my foot on top of my head and, whatnot. Let's see. Demon Days, do you have a video on your first astral traveling experience? I don't know if I have one on my first one, but I mean, I do talk about it a lot in the different videos I have. I think I have a playlist. I don't know if it's an astral travel playlist. I do have 2 videos, I think, that are called Astral Travel Bedtime Stories or something like that, where I was talking about some of the early experiences. I'm trying to remember. They might be like in the Working with Flying Ointments playlist, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, Eddie, being up and walking around while astral traveling is doable, but yeah, it can be weird. Yeah, I'm like, guys, sometimes I have to pee. Although I will occasionally eat while I'm astral traveling. I vaguely remember being like, at some point in time this morning when I was in that in-between state, I'm like laying there, I'm like, I guess I'm eating pretzels now. Yeah, like I can like stumble out of my bed to the bathroom, which is literally like from there to there. Stuff like that. While astral traveling and not really kind of lose it. It takes a little bit of time and practice to be able to like stay in that state and be able to like have your physical body do things while you're out there traveling around. Alrighty, folks. Unless there's any last questions, I am gonna go eat lunch at 11 p.m. because I'm a crazy person. So I will I'll let you know if I'm gonna do one next week. I'm just not sure on the timing and stuff, and yeah, same here, Eddie. I don't know what'll end up, and then it's like Christmassy things. Not that I'm actually doing anything. Maybe I'll do a Black Magic Christmas stream. Whoever's tired of hanging out with their family or just wants to get drunk and shoot the shit, because I think Christmas is on a Friday. So ETS says, anyone ever invoked or evoked your goddess self? Yes, I have in the astral realm. Yeah, I have. I've seen my astral goddess form before. It was very bright. I have it written down somewhere. I may have talked about it in one of my videos. I don't know which one. I'll have to go back and look through my grimoire. Get drunk, evoke Krampus. Yes. I forget who I was talking to, but like, or maybe it was on one of the Black Magic slumber party things. I was talking about like how we need to like evoke Prince for all like sex magic rituals now. Because I mean, come on, it's Prince. That's what he would want. And on that note, I'm going to go eat some fucking lunch. That's probably not going to be at all healthy. Or maybe I'll have some pasta. That's usually my default. When in doubt, make pasta. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Hi, Serial. You went to sleep for 2 hours and I'm still alive. I'm immortal. It's quite possible. Yeah, I'm actually about to log off because it's 11 p.m. here on the East Coast and I need lunch because I had breakfast slightly after the stream that you and Connor did on Facebook my this afternoon morning upon waking up thing. So yeah, it's really hard to keep track of time and meals and things like that. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. I'm not sure if I will be back next week or not with a live stream. Depends on a variety of things, including a virtual wedding I have to go to, which is just weird. But so 2020. But anyways, love y'all. Have a good day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are and whatnot. See you guys later.